All right, good afternoon. I heard y'all say groups was juicy and all kinds of stuff like that, and I'm like, our group was just crunchy. Crunchy. We was chopping it up over in the corner, right over there, literally and figuratively. So, where we started was, of course, where everyone started was what's working. And really what we identified was that we just have a really robust groups and conversations and people just all over the place on various levels concerned about the food system. And we also have people who have been doing this work a long time. So they have an expertise in how to do what they do. And so groups like this, meetings like this, bringing the pieces together was one of the most important things that was working in our particular view. So developing the fact, underscoring the fact that we have some capacity that's really untapped. I know that many of you have probably been in a whole lot of meetings where you have the challenges and you have the challenges to the challenges, and even more challenges come after you have explored 2 levels of challenges, and that stops the conversation cold. So if you would like to know what the challenges are, they are all listed over there on all variety of challenges. The main challenge, the main issue was how do we aggregate the production from local farms, process it, and redistribute it for institutional markets in a way that pays everyone in that particular portion of the food system a livable wage. So that required, in our mind, 2 things. One, of course, it requires capital. We all kind of know that. But we already know that we have a tremendous amount of other resources. So that might be something that's not as big of a challenge as we thought. But the second thing, which we came back and forth around, was that there is some information that needs to be shared with the broader public, with providers, as well as with consumers, as that the idea that your food should be cheap may not be as important as your food being healthy. And that message has to help people come out of the idea that we're going to get the cheapest food possible, and that's how we're going to survive. In order to have a vibrant food system, one that pays people a fair price, we're going to have to pay a fair price for our food. So somehow we've got to start giving that message that your food can't be cheap and healthy at the same time. We created a vision. And basically the vision is that our system have access, food access is a human right, off the top. And that we had a number of groups that were working on hunger relief, various aspects of it, as well as folks representing school systems. And one of the things that came up was that we want to end hunger. That's the vision, that we don't have food pantries, that we don't need community kitchens, that people are able to buy the food that they need or grow the food that they need and get paid for that or eat that or however, but we just completely work on this end piece that hunger is a part of our food system. It shouldn't be. And that so then of course we don't need food shelves, but we want, by that definition, that we have to make ag more profitable. Somehow farmers have to, and urban producers have to get more money for what they produce. Somehow we've got to understand how do we make the metrics work so that people working in the system are paid a livable wage. We talked about leveling the playing field between big ag and small farmers. We talked about big picture policies, for example, trying to get more money for school food programs, maybe $1 more. So creating some big policy solutions, and that co-ops is the way to go. We have to create ownership as opposed to giving people jobs. Folks need to have an investment in their livelihood, and cooperatives are the best opportunity to do that.